So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Tool of the Trade video. I know it's a long time ago. Unfortunately, my voice is a little bit under the weather, so to say. But I wanted to do one or two small videos to show you some tools that I discovered recently. And one of them is what you see here. It's the openflightmaps.org website. It's a website, I think, that comes from Austria. And here I show you what that one looks like. You can see that this is a website. It's an open sort of source website. It's called openflightmaps.com. And the idea is that talented individuals have collected data, freely available data, aeronautical data, and arranged them into VFR maps. Now, if you're from the US, you're probably wondering, and why is he telling us that our VFR charts are basically free and can be opened and downloaded, and you have also SkyVector? That is true, but in Europe, and especially in Germany, official and let's say reasonably well done VFR charts are actually not free. You have to buy them either on paper, or you need to go and get yourself some electronic edition. There are some available tools for that, and they're not cheap because they're meant for real pilots. And obviously you will pay if you want to fly VFR and you don't have one of them other not cheap tools either, like iPad apps and stuff like that. So for us flight simmers, and especially for those that can't really afford to pay an awful lot of money for charts on a regular basis even, we have this website now that I discovered, and the Open Flight Maps. So if we look up here, actually you can't see that. There's actually a little menu here. Let me quickly take this out of the full screen mode. So there's a little menu here called Regions. And when you press that, you can see for what regions in Europe, and I think, yeah, it's all Europe, they have already done some work. So you can see it's Belgium, Germany, Finland, Netherlands, Denmark, Poland, Sweden. Namibia I wouldn't exactly call Europe. That's why I was kind of hesitating to say Europe, because we do have also the odd non-European area here at the moment. And Croatia, Greece, Hungary, Italy, Slovenia, Czech Republic, Austria, Romania, Switzerland, and Slovakia. So already quite a big area, and I wonder if they are going to bring in Norway and Britain and all the other regions that are still missing, Spain and so on. But my guess is this is only a question of time, because these guys have to do it. Yeah, they have to work on this. They have to collect all the information, and then they have to build them into a map. So how are you going to use it? Let's assume, like me, you live in Germany. You click on the region, and then you can scroll down. It's one of them new websites that are probably made for mobile devices, not really for someone like me with a large screen. So nowadays, when you see something like this, always scroll down, because there's a good chance that you find what you're looking for just a little bit below this huge introduction picture, which scales with your screen. So neueste Produkte or newest products, if you click here, they bring you down immediately. And this is now in German. I'm going to switch into English. So they have Aeronautical Charts. They give you some instructions how to use it. They come in PDF format, okay, and there are VFR 1 to 500,000 charts. And there are some other links here, basically I think you can get the open flight map data in some format that can be processed on. So they're not only giving you the charts, which is what we are really interested in, but they also give you some of the information in a form that you may be able to use in some other context. Okay, but I'm really only interested in this, so I click here. And these are these VFR regions and the charts that you can buy in the shops. They actually have this numbering, as far as I remember. I have some very, very old VFR charts from about 15 years ago, which I bought and I invested at the time quite a bit of money. So all in all, I bought all the regions and I paid, was it Euro or was it Deutsche Mark? I can't remember. They're quite old, so I can't use them really if I would like to fly VFR. One of the reasons, by the way, why I discovered this is because I was kind of thinking that after all this world flight hype now going on for me, when this is all over and we have successfully performed our around the world tour, I am going to maybe look a bit more into VFR flying, get all the rules, and then also start possibly doing VFR flights with ATC. Okay. And that's why I thought, wouldn't it be great if I have some decent charts? Yeah, I know SkyVector is quite good too, but this year caught my eye because it was so close to what I know VFR charts look like. So let's go to my area, which is Munich. There is actually the possibility to have a version with base map and a version without the base map. What's the base map? That's basically topographical and other visual representation of the area that you're flying in. And it's also taken from open source. It's probably open, or would that be open topomap or something like that? I'm not sure which one they use. And you could actually just have the data, that's the overlay that you use for with all the VORs, the navgates, the control areas, and so on and so forth. You can choose to zip it or you can download it as PDF. I actually found that the PDF download doesn't work too well. And the other thing is this map gets quite big. So for example, the Munich map, I think is about 70 megabyte PDF. That's huge. And therefore I choose zip. Then I press download and then I let it, 66.2 is the zip file. So I let it download now. So this is not an interactive website. You wouldn't exactly use this website like you do with SkyVector. You would actually, let me quickly open this up here. So there is now a PDF in a zip. I press on the zip, open the zip, and then I press on the PDF. And for me, PDFs open in the browser. On this PC, I haven't installed anything with regards to PDF reading because the browser is enough for me. But what I realized, and you will see in a moment, if see, so if I scroll in, it takes quite a long time now to make this usable. It will come eventually, but because 66 or 70 megabytes is huge in size, the browser isn't the best tool for looking at it. So on my old PC, I still had the Adobe Reader installed. Yeah, here it is. So it's great, but look what happens when I maybe scale down a little bit. Yeah, you see it takes an awful long time. Now, that's not bad due to what they did. It's just, it's so much information that it is a huge file, and the browser with their roundabout way of actually displaying PDF, because what you need to consider is that Adobe did the PDF format and they created the Adobe Reader, which is the free viewing tool for PDFs, for all kinds of PDFs. And they optimized everything highly. Okay, so here we have the problem that the browsers, most of the browser, no, I think all browsers have decided to not allow Adobe Reader as a plugin anymore, and they do their own PDF viewing, which is okay. It works well for most PDFs because they're all small, and I use it like all the time. Because why should I install another software when my browser is actually doing what I need? Okay, this is the only time now that I reconsidered this. So on my old PC, I installed Adobe Reader again, and it works much better with that huge file. This is a fast PC, so it went relatively quick. On my older one, it took far longer, and Adobe Reader made it at least somewhat better because they also cache and kind of optimize things. So it is better to use something like Adobe Reader. You need to check what other PDF viewers do with this huge file. Okay, but nevertheless, here you go. You could, in theory, print this. So if you have a color printer or something and you would like to create a map, you could print this. It would you can kind of stick it together as paper. It's probably not working very well, but you can do that anyway. And you could actually get yourself that map, or you use it just in a viewer. And if you have something that allows you to actually draw on your PDF, I don't have that here. The browser doesn't allow me to do that. But if you would have that, you could actually even make your notes or draw in here. Okay. So, yeah, just wanted to show you that. Here's Austria, and you can see this is exactly the ED1 area. And you have everything you need. So all the roads, all the topographical features, all the control zones, also forbidden areas. Here are the airports with control zones around them. Landsberg, Oberpfaffenhofen. Yeah, everything you need to do a VFR flight, and you even get the Munich Center frequencies, the flight levels of the C and the E and so on. All right. So this is great. It's just that this, don't forget, this is print, so you cannot turn things on or off. This is like you would have a printed chart. Okay, and that's about it. So for a probably growing number of regions, I would think that they will probably add regions as they come in future. But for me, all the important areas, like Germany and Austria, are already covered. So if I do VFR flying in my home turf, sort of, then I have everything I need. Official VFR charts with all the information that you require. And by the way, one of the features of VFR flying is that you have to report when you come to the control zones of an airport, the Class D here, for example. And you can see that all the reporting points, Lima, Oscar 1, for example, and so on, they are also drawn in this chart. And that gives you also a possibility to have a kind of a VFR overview of your local airport. And as you can zoom this in quite a bit. Yeah, so that helps. This is Augsburg. And you see the ground, and then there's 3,500 from ground to 3,500 MSL. That's the frequency for Augsburg Center, 124.980. And here you can see all the reporting points that they may want you to report. And there are also mandatory reporting points that you need to, I think, report when you are at them. So here it's clear now. But you have seen how long it took for it to process this. Right, that's it. There's not much more I can show you about this. Go and explore this website yourself. Download yourself the charts. They're then offline, basically, so you don't need to be online to use them, which is another great feature. It's just, remember, they're huge, and it can take, depending on your device and also on the capabilities of your device, your computer, they can take quite long to render. Right, that's it. Thank you very much, and until next time.